Hey everyone, it's Sadie Palmer with Senior Marketing Specialist. Thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video and watch a new resource that we have for you with a newer partner of ours at Senior Marketing Specialist, Retirement Realized Financial. They are a financial company. They focus mainly on annuities. You'll see as we go throughout it, but we think that this year is going to be a really great year for those in the senior market and selling senior insurance to add annuities to their portfolio. I won't spoil too much why. You'll find out in the video, but Caleb North from Retirement Realized, he's a partner and a vice president. He will be presenting today. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Phone number, live chat, website, however you'd like to do it. We have contact information at the end of the video. And of course, we will get you connected to the right people over at Retirement Realized, but we're so excited to present to you this presentation by our good friends over at Retirement Realized. So please enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm super excited to be here today and honored to be a partner of SMS. We love working with you guys, and we love the experience we've already gotten to have with a bunch of your agents. And I'm answering the question today, why should you be selling annuities in 2025? And there's a couple of reasons, but really the first one is because if you're not, somebody else is. Now I want you to think about your clients for a minute, and I want you to think about those clients going to another agent to get advice and assistance and help in their retirement planning journey. And now think for a second, what if that other agent also sells Medicare? What happens? We don't know. But the idea is that the more policies, the more lines of business that you guys are able to work with an individual client on, the stickier they become, the more hooks you have with that particular client. And here's the deal. When we're working with Medicare clients, they are going to be talking to somebody about retirement, whether it be their financial planner, their broker, some other agent out there. It doesn't really matter. They're having these conversations. So if you're not the one having the conversations about safe retirement planning, somebody is. Now, the second option that I think is rooted in the reasons that we all get started in the insurance industry in the first place. And to me, it doesn't matter if it's property and casualty, if it's health, if it's life, if it's annuity, it doesn't matter. Why do we get into insurance? Well, typically it's three reasons. We get into insurance to help people, to have freedom, and be paid well to do it. And I'll tell you what, annuities fit beautifully in that model. They pay extremely well. You have a ton of freedom because they're pretty efficient to write. They're not hard to write. And then they absolutely are filling a need that your clients already have. And so if you're not meeting with them, someone else is. I actually have a story on that. I was talking with one of the Retirement Realized partners today. His name is Jesse Black. And you will actually see him in the training academy that I'm going to go over here in just a minute. But Jesse was telling me that he met with a client this morning, 65 years old, asking questions about Medicare. May or may not already have a Medicare agent, I'm not sure. But then Jesse was talking to them about annuities and retirement planning. And this individual client that somebody else, I assume, is already working with on the Medicare side, is looking at a $1 million annuity policy. Now, that might sound scary. It's not scary, I promise. In fact, at Retirement Realized, we make a point to hold your hand through every step of the process so that it doesn't have to be something you've done for 15 years. You've got somebody there that knows what they're doing, and they're walking you through it to simplify it for you and make sure your clients are taken care of. But the point is, this individual is now talking with Jesse about a $1 million policy. That's going to pay Jesse about $70,000. So the earning potential is there. If you're not talking to them, somebody else is. And here's the deal. All said and done, total time, Jesse's probably going to spend 4, maybe 5 hours total with that client. Pretty efficient ROI on time investment. Now, the key is learning the products, learning how to actually go about doing it. And that's where Retirement Realized, the Agents Academy, comes into play. Guys, as an SMS agent, just the fact that you work with SMS, that gets you access to Retirement Realized Agents Academy absolutely free. Now, why is that important? Because there are agents, hundreds and thousands of agents all across the nation that are paying $200 a month for this training program. You get it absolutely free as an SMS agent. So what do you get inside of this? Well, we'll make sure you have the link to register for free. But when you do register and you get logged in there, this is your dashboard. This is where you'll start. And as you scroll down, you'll get to some of these modules here toward the middle of the page. Now, if you're brand new to annuities, you've never sold annuities before, you're going to want to start an annuity jumpstart. As when we started the Retirement Realized Agents Academy and we started recording this content, I told our team, I said, I want to be able to come across somebody at a restaurant. I want to be able to have a waiter or a waitress or whoever it might be that has no background and no experience in the insurance industry whatsoever, and take them through the academy and them come out the other side of the academy as an above average annuity agent. And that's exactly what we've done. Now, you can imagine the kind of foundation that has to be laid for somebody that has no background in insurance whatsoever. In other words, somebody with less industry experience than you have can come into this training program and come out the other side selling annuities at a high level. You're already a step ahead of that individual because you're in the insurance industry. You understand the industry at large. So now what do we need to do? We need to get you familiar with the products. We need to get you familiar with the problems that they solve, where they fit into an overall plan, and how to articulate that well with clients. So Jumpstart, Annuity Jumpstart, is for those of you that have never sold an annuity policy before, you're new to it, or maybe you've sold one just by accident, just kind of happened. Maybe you were a part of another sale with another agent. It doesn't matter. If you don't have very much experience in the annuity world, this is where you're going to want to start. Guys, and we go all the way back to a very basic introduction to annuities. What are the products? How do they function? What problems do they solve? We get into the anatomy of annuities and talking about the different functions within them. We talk about how they fit into the financial industry as a whole. I mean, you can go through these modules and you can see all the different, but again, very rudimentary and foundational training that each one of these modules has. Now, I'll give you an example really quick. I'll click on this, and just so you can see how much training there actually is at this foundational level. We'll go to Introduction of Annuities, click Start Learning. I want you guys to see the videos that are in here. I'm going to click Enroll Now. I'm going to go to Start Learning. Here's an introduction to this module, okay? And then we get into exploring the historical context, the relevance of annuities in today's finance, hypothetical example of how annuities can provide a reliable income stream. And then here we go. The role of annuities is, look at these videos. There's probably 45 minutes worth of video content. And here's the deal. Look how short they are. The point here is we want to give you all the information you need in as little time as possible. So these videos are dense, right? They're designed to get you that information effectively and efficiently. So make sure you're paying good attention, but we also don't want to waste your time. So look how short they are. But the idea here, guys, is that this is going to quite literally lay that foundation for you to be able to have conversations with your Medicare clients or clients from any line of business for that matter, and have really great discussions and start figuring out who could an annuity be a great solution for. Now, if we go back to dashboard, you might be wondering, okay, Caleb, well, what if I'm already selling annuities? I mean, there's plenty of Medicare agents out there who are selling $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year in annuity premium. In fact, the mathematical statistic about it is that for every 40 to 45 Medicare appointments you have, there's about $500,000 worth of potential annuity premium with those clients. Now, I think that that's a little bit low compared to what's actually there. But even if you take that multiplier, for every 40 or 45 Medicare clients you meet with, $500,000 in annuity premium, that could be an additional $30,000 in commissions. So guys, the earning potential, like I said, is massive, and people need these products. In today's day and age, we've got 401ks, we've got IRAs, we've got 403bs, and Social Security. And for most retirees, the only sure, expected income that they have is their Social Security. And they're left asking questions like, how much of my IRA can I draw? How much of my 401k can I take? And for how long? And they don't know these answers because nobody has ever in the history of the world retired with just a 401k, an IRA, and Social Security and made it successfully through retirement. Why? Because 401ks have only been around since the 80s. So somebody who worked an entire career only using 401ks as their retirement plan, and IRAs perhaps as well, they just retired like 5 or 6 years ago. So nobody's actually made it through retirement successfully leveraging these accounts. And because that's the reality, people have questions. Well, what did work? If you look at history, what worked really, really well for people was pension plans with their employer and Social Security combined. What do annuities do? Effectively create a personalized pension plan for that individual. So they're using their 401k or their IRA to create what is effectively a pension plan for them in retirement to supplement that Social Security. And for those of you that are already selling annuities, you probably know that. And you might be wondering, well, what do you have for me, Caleb? Well, let me show you. We've got this training program called Annuity Architects. And this is designed, like I said, for people who already have experience selling annuities. You've done some policies. You understand the different types of annuities that are out there, the way that they function. And what you're trying to do is turn up the volume, turn up the faucet on the amount of production that you're actually writing. Annuity Architects will do that with you. Here's the deal. We've got a guy in here named Chad Owen and another guy in here named Jesse Black. To give you guys some context on those two gentlemen, they're both part owners of Retirement Realized. Chad, he's personally writing about $30 million a year in annuity premium. Jesse, he does about 20 to 25 million a year in annuity premium and another 20 or so in assets under management. What's my point? My point is that these two guys are personally writing business. They're actively in the field just like you. They just happen to be on the annuity side specifically. Now, 30 million a year, 25 million a year, that is personal production at some of the highest level possible. So you're looking at two of the top agents in the industry, and you have the opportunity to learn their sales process, how they approach annuities with their clients, their fact finders, their phone calls, their conversations, the documents that they use in their appointments, the way that they handle objections, all of those things. You get to learn their exact processes straight from them, absolutely free in the Annuity Architects program. And you might be wondering, okay, Caleb, that's great. I feel like I've got a pretty good process, but where I'm a little bit, confused is in the product selection side of things. How do you navigate selecting a product and actually figuring out what's best for a client? That's actually my area of expertise. I do that every single day with agents who are contracted with Retirement Realized. And I train on that in this first module here, structuring case design and building a plan. We talk about developing more lead generation strategies. And then we also have these weekly mentorship calls. Guys, these Friday morning mentorship calls are incredible. And for those of you that are brand new, I'll be honest, it's pretty high level stuff. What we're talking about in there, it might be things that, you're looking at, your eyes might glaze over a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. Everybody starts out where they're starting out. But for those of you that are selling annuities or you have some experience with it, certainly jump on those Friday morning calls with us. Now, here's the deal. Anytime we're talking about adding a new line of business, it can seem daunting. It can seem like a lot, right? And I show you these modules and all the different things that we're training on, and it might seem like a big thing to tackle. We don't want it to be that. We don't want it to be perceived as complicated because it's not. If I can understand annuities, you can too. I'll tell you what, I couldn't tell you the first thing about some advanced Medicare plan. I guarantee you, you could. You may not be able to tell me anything about annuities right now, but I can. And so the idea here is if I can get it, you can too. And just because it's a new line of business does not mean that you should be scared by it or intimidated by it. Guys, we have people at every step of the process literally from contracting through actually doing the case design and figuring out what product to use, writing the application, pending business, getting that thing issued and getting you paid. We've got people at every step along the way who are experts in that can quite literally hold your hand along the way. We're trying to make this as simple as humanly possible for agents like you to add annuities, because here's the thing. We are in the golden age. In the last 3 years, there has been $1.1 trillion go into new annuity policies. Every single year of the last 3 years has been a new annual industry record. I think we're going to break it again. I think that 2025 will, across the industry, be the year that more annuity volume gets placed than any year prior. And I think that we're going to be consistently seeing that. What's my point? My point is that if you're not talking with your clients about retirement planning and annuities, somebody else is. And there are masses of people moving into these products. And insurance companies will pay you well to have those conversations and help these clients in a new way. So make sure you get plugged into the Retirement Realized Agents Academy. If you're brand new, start an annuity jumpstart. If you have some experience, go to Annuity Architects and certainly reach out to Retirement Realized. We want to help you guys incorporate annuities into your line of business for 2025.